Hey everyone, Chuck here once more, and we'll continue on with our short video clips here as we prepare for CTSC as a way for myself to learn, hopefully by sharing these with you. They would help you out as well. So as a reminder, of course, this is an opinion piece. We're not utilizing any of the ASCM PowerPoints in our presentation at all here. So the section I wanted to look at here is about analyzing alternatives. So we've kind of gone in, created our different maps, our different scenarios, possibilities. How do we judge which ones to use? And the book has some good straight to the point concepts for us to think about. One of them says, develop criteria such as defining success or principles to follow. So it speaks to that issue of you got all these choices out here, which ones? Well, it starts with what does success mean so we can judge each of these against that. Second bullet point that it covers, take the time to begin with the end in mind, set criteria for what would constitute a viable solution. So we could have 15 different ways of solving this, but how do we narrow it down? It starts with first, well, where do we want to end up? And because of where we want to end up, what criteria would tell us that is a possibility to get there and it's a reasonable possibility. So it's how success will be measured. And we also need to think about how will we use different processes or tools to assess the alternative. So what's the process we're going to follow? Third one, give some thought to criteria to identify alternatives that should be abandoned. We should be looking on the other side as well that says, hey, I've got these 15 different criteria. This one, and this one, however, we're not even going to consider because they may violate the vision or the mission or whatever, but we're not even going to consider these. These are taken out right away. An additional aspect to this evaluation, because one of the risks is we look at it from our standpoint only, is who else should be consulted or informed about the problem. Should be something because that gives us different opinions at the same time too. Other things to consider, what data needs to be captured, what systems will we use to record transactions and this process as well, who will do the analysis, what capabilities do they have to show or demonstrate to be able to do the analysis? Are there business rules that we need to say we will honor these and not violate these? Who will make the recommendations? Who's going to make the final decision? These are all things we should think about even before we go into this process of analysis. So if we looked at what are good alternatives, could be standardizing a process, fixing problems in incremental steps, could be adding a new process. If it doesn't add complexity and it adds value, we may eliminate a process, change a process, renegotiate change agreements, outsource, insource, blend of both, mergers, acquisitions, again, blends of both, building, expanding, getting rid of facilities. These are all viable criteria for us to consider within the process. And so, again, setting some guidelines, setting some rules, setting some structure around how we're going to analyze becomes the first step. And then we're in there analyzing.